นะพ่อเจฟชาร์
เ
everyone. What a beautiful day it is, and the weather is cooperating with us. That's a sign. Assalamu alaikum ضيوفنا الكرام أهلا وسهلا بكم جميعا. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, it's my privilege and honor to introduce to you the Dearborn High School graduating class of 2022. This is the 125th commencement ceremony at Dearborn High School. Arthur Clarke was the first pioneer to graduate in 1897 and was the only member in his graduating class. This year, we have 461 students that we recognize as we celebrate the graduating class of 2022. I'd like to call on senior members of the Women's Ensemble, led by Choir Director Ms. Pegowski, then Class President Ryan Mirza and Vice President Maya Dakut will lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance. After that, Ryan will share a few words as Class President. Please rise for the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light once so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to start by thanking my family, who practically forced me to include them in this speech. And yes, that is aimed at you, Semed. Also, thank you to all my friends and foes for always pushing me to exceed the person I was yesterday. Lastly, I could never forget all the teachers and staff here at DHS that truly care for the betterment of their students. So a special thank you goes out to them. Having said that, let's get started. Time. Time has always been a daunting concept for me. We always find ourselves struggling with either having too much time or too little time. But what I've come to realize is that our perspective alters the way we reflect on the time that has passed and the time that is yet to come. The progression of time has led us to today, the big day on which we are supposed to somehow mature and figure out what the next 60 years hold. Now, I know there's a part in all of us thinking, please, Ryan, just make this speech quick so I can grab my diploma and finally leave. On the other hand, we can all probably agree that we aren't ready to leave. The halls of this school have become a second home for the past 4 years, with our peers and staff being our second family. We can cherish today as both the edge of a cliff that is our childhood and the base of a mountain that is the journey ahead of us. We don't know the peaks of this said mountain, nor do we know what will get us there. But one thing is for certain, Each of us is eager to take the next step. At this point, you guys probably think I'm an aspiring geographer with all this talk about peaks, mountains, and cliffs. Fun fact, actually, when I was younger, I used to tell my parents about how I wanted to be a criminal so I could get super rich and live a super crazy life. Once they shot that idea down pretty quickly, I had no idea what else I might pursue. Then I reached high school, and people started telling me to run for president of the United States since I was class president. The kicker is, I wasn't even born here, so back to the drawing board I go. Back to, yet again, this concept of time, and the question I know 99% of you now share with me. What am I gonna do with my life? Be aware of where you sit now and what has brought you here. Reflect on the changes you've made as you've taken strides within Dearborn High School. Walking in as timid freshmen and leaving today as graduates, with the potential to make a difference in this world. And I know how cliche that sounds, but it's true. The growth we've experienced these past 4 years is a testament to that statement. Everyone is always under the impression that they don't have much time, but really we aren't aware of how much we do have. So live each day with purpose, as our days may be outnumbered by the dreams we want to achieve by the time we're 80. To the Dearborn High class of 2022, like the wise philosopher Zreik once said, live for today, plan for tomorrow, and party tonight. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Ryan, Maya, Senior Choir, and Ms. Pagowski. First things first, Dearborn High School has a tradition of the senior class officers passing on the log cabin to the junior class officers. The log cabin represents the first Dearborn school, which was held in a log schoolhouse in 1835. Each year, the graduating class passes the log cabin to the junior class to continue the tradition, which started in 1931. I'm calling on Ryan and Maya to hand off the log cabin to Junior Class President and Executive Board President Fatima Hamka and Maya Hassan. Thank you, senior and junior class officers. This year's senior class has made an outstanding contribution to building a vibrant learning community by initiating a diversity of connections within the school and within our community. The class of 2022 have met the challenge of adding to Dearborn High's legacy. I can say with confidence that no class before has had to persevere as you have had. During your sophomore year, at the start of your 10th grade year, you lost a classmate and dear friend to all, Zahra al-Asadi, whom you all call Zahra al-Saidi. She was a true leader and involved in all aspects of our community, ranging from Key Club to being an athlete and a volunteer who helped others and gave back to the community. Many of you asked to honor Zahra on this special day, but little did you know that Zahra has never left my mind. As you all know, I was the principal at O.L. Smith before coming here, and Zahra has had an impact on me personally and the entire O.L. Smith community before leaving her mark here at Dearborn High. Zahra left behind a strong legacy of activism as a humanitarian. She helped create a food pantry and brought in donated food to help others who were less fortunate. Even back in middle school, Zahra was volunteering in the community and giving back as an active National Junior Honors Society member. Zahra was loved by all because she didn't have a clique. She embraced all students. She embraced the athletes, she embraced the choir and band students, and those students who seemed to be invisible to many others. They weren't invisible to Zahra. She always had a smile on her face and welcomed others. In middle school, Zahra was one of the first people to get to school, and she made a point to greet everyone. I can honestly say that in her 8th grade year, she greeted me almost every single morning. She was truly one of a kind, and I know that all of you miss her dearly. You'll see that we have a seat up front to commemorate Zahra and honor her on this special day. We remember Zahra today by honoring her memory and recognizing her accomplishments. I'd like to call to the podium Zahra's mom, Ms. Hana al-Maliki, to accept the diploma of Nur al-Zahra al-Asadi. Thank you. Thank you for raising Zahra to be such an amazing person who left a huge impact on the world in the short time that she was here. May God rest her soul. Seniors and soon-to-be graduates, as we talk about adversity and challenges, in March of your sophomore year, the same year, school suddenly shut down. Then the world shut down. You learned how to adapt to adversity and challenging times, as well as to the ever-changing conditions of schooling for the next 2 years. Many of you have experienced loss in one way or another. Some lost a loved one, others have had to step up and take care of family responsibilities, and some lost their teenage years and jumped straight to adulthood. The majority of your high school career was during the pandemic, and then the struggle of returning to full-time in-person learning was another challenge. But you persevered and you did it. You showed the world that adversity is an opportunity to shine and succeed. This is the first normal graduation since the pandemic started. We are so proud of you for overcoming all the challenges that you faced during the last 4 years. Class of 2022, you set the bar very high for future cohorts, and you should feel very proud of yourselves. In just a few minutes, the class of 2022 will receive diplomas to mark their graduation from high school. The diplomas these graduates receive will represent years of hard work, commitment, dedication, and achievement, and will mark a turning point in the lives of these young people. Certainly the class of 2022 will be greatly missed, and all of us here can testify that they're all more than grade point averages, performances, and athletic achievements. By putting students first, graduates of Dearborn High receive a quality education that will arm them for the future. Each of these students honored here today has contributed to Dearborn High's legacy in some form or fashion. They've done themselves and us very proud. Seniors, thank you for an excellent year and for making my first year at Dearborn High an amazing year. Dearborn High is blessed to have so many friends and supporters. Please allow me to introduce to you our honored guests for this morning. Please hold your applause until they've all been introduced. I'd like to recognize the Board of Education members and district administrative staff who are joining us on stage today. President Roxanne McDonald was unfortunately unable to be with us, but she sends her congratulations. With us we have Board Trustee Jim Thorpe, Trustee Hussein Berry, Trustee Pat D'Ambrosio, Trustee Irene Watts, Board Vice President Adil Mozip, Board Treasurer Mary Petlichkoff. We also have with us Superintendent of Dearborn Public Schools, Dr. Glenn Maleyko, Ms. Fatmi Faraj, Executive Director of Student Achievement, Mr. David Mustanen, Director of Communications, Ms. Hilda Irani, Director of Assessment, Ms. Neda Alamuddin, Human Resource Director of Non-Instructional Staff, Mr. Abe Mashur, Director of Student Services, Mr. Tom Wall, Executive Director of Business Services, Dr. Rola Bazzi Gates, Coordinator of Special Education, Parent Ms. Hana al-Maliki, O.L. Smith Counselor Dr. Nazmiya Elder, Executive Director and former Dearborn High School Principal Adam Martin, and former Assistant Principal Ms. Carol Sizek. I'd also like to thank some people who've been extremely supportive, and without them, this event wouldn't be possible. First and foremost, my office manager, Ms. Terry Maslamani, and engineers Bill Guido, Shane Myers, and our entire custodial staff. Also, we have on stage my amazing admin team, Assistant Principal Kelly Deer, Assistant Principal Yusra Hamadi, Assistant Principal Interns Hanadi Kasseroni and Nisreen Najim, Math and Language Arts Coordinators Ms. Christine Raspberry and Ms. Lori Littner, Athletic Director, Mr. Jeff Conway, and Social Responsibility Technicians, Mr. Sabra, Mr. Abudib, Mr. Habullah, and Coach Greeno. We also have with us Ms. Boran, 9th grade lead teacher, and Graduation Intervention Specialist, Mr. Miner. We also have our counseling staff, Ms. Melinda Dakhlala, Ms. Fawaz, Ms. Nasser, Mr. Darwish, Mr. Rashad, and Ms. Williams. And last but not least, we have our Dearborn High Choir Director, Ms. Pagowski, and band conductor, Mr. Brian McCloskey. Let's give them all a round of applause. A very special group of people that I'd like to introduce are the hardworking teachers and faculty members of Dearborn High. Please stand and be recognized. They are on the two rows outside of the students. Thank you for all you do. Each team has a leader. Our leader is Dr. Glenn Maleyko. He works tirelessly to bring change, rigor, and success despite pandemic complications and ever-changing health guidelines, education standards, and laws. He continues to challenge us on a daily basis to improve student achievement and parent involvement. Dr. Maleyko continues to support our school and provide a clear vision for our district. Please help me welcome Dearborn Public Schools Superintendent, Dr. Glenn Maleyko.
Thank you, Principal Jebril. I appreciate the great work that you do here at Dearborn High, and you can see such a wonderful morning for our students. I also have a second reason to thank you for having my back on this situation. And you see, we all make mistakes. I think we can all say we've made mistakes, but making the mistake is not the issue. It's as long as it's not too big of a mistake. It's how do you address that mistake and correct it. And so yesterday I made a mistake. I was at the Etzelford Commencement and I commented on the cool weather conditions. And an hour and a half later, we got drenched. And so I'm not going to comment on the weather conditions, but I want to thank Principal Jebril. Secondly, board trustees, I know my evaluation is coming up, so I've addressed the concern and I'm making the correction today. Here on record. So anyway, I want to thank the staff at Dearborn High for the great work that they've done to make today's ceremony of 2022 a great event for DHS and the students. I would also like to thank our Board of Education for their ongoing support of the teaching and learning that takes place in classrooms throughout our district. We know that several board members are here today, and we appreciate them taking the time to join us in this great celebration, as they always do. Student success comes from quality instruction delivered by a dedicated and knowledgeable staff. Graduates, there are many things about school you may forget or wish to forget. However, I guarantee that all of you will remember the names of your teachers. The lessons they have taught you in the classroom will help you learn even more outside the classroom. It is our teachers' commitment to their students that makes our district a great place to learn. And while your teachers were working with you in the classroom, at home, your parents and family were providing you with the support you needed to become a successful student. The parents gathered here this evening have supported their children and made sure they had all the love, motivation, and guidance they needed to successfully complete their education here in Dearborn. Thank you, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and family members for all that you have done to help these young men and women. As you look around the field today, you see many people with items that recognize this celebration. Some may have a sign, brought flowers for a graduate, or are holding festive balloons. Graduates, you are like those balloons. No, I don't mean you're a bunch of airheads. What I mean is the balloon is filled with helium, making it naturally want to rise up, move to that next level. You are filled with potential, knowledge, and have the natural tendency to want to rise up and reach that next level. But the balloon can only go so high. It is limited by the length of the string that holds it back. So the question is, what is your string? What are those things that hold you back, keep you from reaching your next level? Perhaps the more important question is, what are you going to do to cut that string, to overcome the limitations that keep you from rising up and reaching the next level? The good news is that the last 13 years have taught you how to cut those strings, achieve your goals, and be successful. You have been given the skills you need to overcome the obstacles you will face after high school. Take advantage of the lessons you have learned, the knowledge you have gained, and apply them to the next challenges you may face. And know that when you cut one string, there will be another. Life is filled with setbacks, problems, and difficulties, but it is also filled with success, solutions, joy, and happiness. It doesn't matter if you are one of the students sitting up here on stage, sitting out there with your classmates, or even sitting in the audience, waiting for your turn to sit on this field. Each and every one of us has the ability to overcome the negative and create the positive that we all want and strive for. Don't let the strings in life hold you back and keep you from reaching that next level. Learn how to cut those strings and achieve those goals. You all have it in you to accomplish that task. My favorite author, Stephen Covey, said, all of us can consciously decide to leave behind a life of mediocrity and to live a life of greatness at home, at work, and in the community. No matter what our circumstances may be, such a decision can be made by all of us. Graduates, make that decision to lead a life of greatness, taking pride in all you do. Never lose sight of your own capacity to reflect, change, and continually grow. Keep developing your skills and talents because your undiscovered abilities could lead you down a path that ends up making the biggest difference in your life or in the lives of those around you. Always remember, you don't need to change the whole world. Just make a difference in the life of one person, and that may bring about a world of change. Congratulations to the class of 2022. Be safe as you celebrate and enjoy the summer. And of course, go Pioneers!
Thank you, Dr. Maleyko. Now you're about to meet a true student advocate and longtime Dearborn High supporter who would like to share a few words with you. Please let me introduce to you Board Trustee Jim Thorpe. His leadership on the Board of Education continues to shape our school and our district. Please help me welcome Mr. Thorpe.
When we were standing over there before the ceremony started, I got a call from a longtime friend who happens to be a parent of one of the graduates. I'm not going to say the name because the parent's words didn't come out quite like the way he meant them to be. He said, "Do us all a favor. No one wants to be here all day. Keep your speech to 5 minutes minimum." Not maximum. He said minimum. I don't know that I'm going to be able to make that one happen, but we'll see what goes. Over the years, my family has been honored to be the host of 8 different foreign exchange students. 7 of them have come to Dearborn High, with the 7th one graduating here today with all of you. They all came on cultural exchanges, meaning that we had a chance to learn about their culture. They learned about our culture. They got a chance to meet everyone, experience what it's like living in America. It was good times. The 8th student came over on an academic scholarship. She was here purely for a degree. Before that, the diploma. She went to a private school, and right from the get-go, it was a much different relationship. A couple weeks into the school year, after already being enrolled in 3 AP classes, she came to my wife and I, and she said, "I'm thinking about adding a 4th AP class. What do you think?" I don't remember the exact words, but it was along the lines of, "You're crazy. That's way too much time to be spent studying. You're not getting a chance to do anything fun." And she accused us of not being supportive to what she's trying to accomplish. It was a challenging year because right after that, she told me that she can't study effectively if I'm watching television after 8 o'clock. So she doesn't want me watching TV after 8 o'clock in my own house. It was a long year. And at the end of the year, she asked us if she could have some friends over. We said yes. Only a couple people came over, and they didn't stay very long. She had spent so much time studying, hardly ever leaving her room if it wasn't mealtime. She never formed any friendships. And that's what's important, really, when you get down to it. I've got nothing against AP classes, dual enrollment, early college, collegiate academy. They all make a ton of sense economically. However, school's not the only thing. And later, career is not the only thing. It's just one part of it. You need to be a well-rounded individual. You need to spend time with your friends. To those of you that are going to continue your education, don't be in a rush to graduate. Sorry, parents, this might fly in the face of things that you've said. And God knows we don't want you moving back in with us for a long time. But take some time, right? Take some time for yourselves. Go on a road trip. Have some fun. Musicians have been singing about this for years, whether it was the Eagles telling us to take it easy, or Frankie Goes to Hollywood telling us to relax. More recently, AJR told us to come hang out occasionally. And as a Gen Xer, and I'm guessing a fair number of you are the children of Gen Xers, maybe we had you watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which was the story of one student that skipped school. I do not encourage that. But all the fun that can happen. And Ferris tells us life goes pretty quick. If you don't slow down occasionally, it might just pass you by. That foreign exchange student would be graduating about now. 10 years into the future, there's going to be reunions happening. Will she go back to her high school reunion? I kind of doubt it, because she didn't get a chance to make a lot of friends. She might not even see the purpose in it. What will you do when it comes time for that 10-year reunion? Are you going to be talking about all the things that you've achieved in life, which is a great thing to be able to talk about, but I hope you've also built some stories. Some stories of your time here at Dearborn High, some stories about the summer after you graduated, some stories about how you guys went and visited each other in college. That's what life is all about. So take the time to make the stories. Focus on your education when it's important, but don't make it your sole item. Buckle down when it's time to at work, but don't forget that if you just keep working, you're not going to make time for the family. 2022 graduates, I wish you all the best in all your futures endeavors, and good luck, Pioneers.
Thank you, Trustee Thorpe. Each graduating class has top academic achievers. These students compile outstanding academic records that earn them the titles of Valedictorian and Salutatorian. This is the culmination of hard work, dedication, and unsurpassed efforts to achieve these top academic positions. It's my privilege and honor to announce to you our top honorees for today. Our class of 2022 Valedictorian is Zeinab Zreik. Zeina, please come forward. Zeinab has accumulated a 4.552 grade point average. She has taken numerous honors, AP classes, and college courses, and has never received lower than an A. In fact, she has taken 17 advanced placement classes and has scored a 5 on all of them. She's using that background in the fall at Stanford University, where she's pursuing a career in cancer research. Zeinab's the oldest of 4 children and will be the first in her family to attend college. At Dearborn High, she's been a member of our Key Club, our Business Professionals of America, Link Crew, and National Honors Society. She was also the captain of the Dearborn High debate team, and she's very persuasive. Her ultimate goal in life is to help formulate the cure for cancer. It was her tata that was her motivation for this. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me congratulate Dearborn High School Class of 2022 Valedictorian Zeinab Zreik. The salutatorian of the class of 2022 is another exceptional student, Malak Elayyan. Malak, please come forward. Malak has accumulated a 4.520 grade point average. She has taken 16 advanced placement classes and 5 dual enrolled college courses. She will be attending the College of Literature, Science, and Arts at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, in hopes of pursuing dentistry. She's the oldest of 5 kids, as she has 3 brothers and a sister. During her time at Dearborn High, Malak served as president of the Social Justice Club, treasurer of Key Club, treasurer of the Future Medical Professionals Club, and treasurer of the Anti-Bullying Club. Malak was also a member of Link Crew and National Honors Society. She has over 400 hours of community service. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me recognize the Dearborn High School class of 2022 salutatorian, Malak Elayyan. I'd now like to welcome the class of 2022 student speaker at large, Hana Ghamlouch.
Thank you. 4 years ago, we walked through the doors of Dearborn High. Do you remember that? Picture your first day as a freshman. Remember it. Your first football game. Remember it. Your first dance. Remember it. Your first day as a senior, excited to start your final year. Remember it. The groups gathered every single day in the middle of B Hall, being broken up by Mr. Abadib yelling, "Get to class, yalla yalla," acting all big and bad. Mr. Abadib, come on, we know you're not scary. Miss Terry on the speaker, telling all of us she loves us every single day. By the way, we love you more, Miss Terry. Remember it. Remember all of it, because you're going to miss it. High school is all about learning and trying new things, adapting, growing, and maturing. It's all a part of the process, a process we all went through. Whether you were the social butterfly or the shy, quiet kid who kept to themselves, you still were a part of our class and our process. You will remember high school, and you will always be remembered. Of course, this means remembering the good and the bad. Every graduating class is important, but we face obstacles unlike any other. The pandemic robbed 2 of the 4 years from us. We lost many memories that could have been made. We lost social skills and the mindset to do schoolwork. We lost holidays and family gatherings. Many of us lost loved ones. We lost time. Mentally, emotionally, and physically, it was a struggle. Yet, despite all this tragedy, I will say this. Without hardship, success will not be as satisfying. Without sadness, happiness will not be as sweet. This is what kept us going. Picturing where we are today, graduating, moving on to pursue bigger and better things was our motivation. Our future is filled with more questions than answers, but we will find those answers and run with them. Take with you the memories and friends you have made. Take with you all of the advice and lessons learned. Take with you your confidence, your ambition, your talent. Take it and run. May we all have more success than hardship. May we all have more happiness than sadness. When it's time to rise up from your chair and throw your caps in the air, remember that every ending has a new beginning. This is just our beginning. Class of 2022, congratulations, we made it!